In this video, I'm going to show you how to group, ungroup, weld, use your kerning, and tilt your image. So first we're going to go into our mats, and I'm going to choose font. So I'm going to scroll through my cartridges and choose a font. Now I can use my shift key and type what I would like. Now it came down here, I just need to click it and drag it into where I want it to be. Now if I want to zoom in, I will just hold this and tap my screen, and that'll give you a clearer picture of what we're working on. Okay, I just want to add that whatever your size is on here, it doesn't matter what your Cricut is dialed to. This is now all the information your Cricut is going to use. So the only thing that will change on your Cricut that won't be on here is your pressure and your blade depth. Everything else will be the information your Gypsy gives to your Cricut to cut. So if you have this here and you dial your size on your Cricut to 5 inches, it's not going to cut 5 inches, it'll cut what the size is here, which is 1 inch. Okay, so we're going to work on grouping and ungrouping. So right now, if I click here, whoops, if I click, there is a box around my word Gypsy, and that means that it's grouped together. Now this is the group button, and this is the ungroup button. So if I want to ungroup, I'll click this button, and now I can move each individual letter wherever I'd like. If I want to group them again, I can click the group button and then just continue to push everything I want in that group, and it'll be grouped together. Okay, so now let's go to our advanced settings, and we're going to work on welding. So with this, I can use the kerning button to make my letters closer together so I can weld them that way, or I could ungroup them and then weld them that way. So first I'm going to show you how to use the kerning. So it's this button here, and that just means the space between each image or letters that are grouped together. So I can again choose it by dialing in, or I can use the arrows. So I can go close, or I can have it farther apart. Okay, so a negative number will be far spaces, and a positive number will mean it's close together. So now that I have them all touching, I can weld them from here. So I'll just click this button here with the shapes, and that means that I'm going to weld them together. So now they're all welded, and to make a preview of it, I can click this little eyeball, and I'm just going to zoom in, and let's see if I can zoom in with the camera as well. So now you can see that the red outline is what's going to cut, and the little gray is where they meet together, but they won't cut. So it'll just show the original letter and then what it'll be like when it's cut. It'll just skip around like that. Okay, so that's how you weld using the kerning. So I'm just going to leave it zoomed in this close. I can take my little preview off by clicking the eyeball, and I can take my welding off, and I'm going to go to basic, and I'm going to ungroup. Okay, so now if I want to make them all different heights, I can ungroup them and do it this way and just have them overlap. And then when I go to my advanced, I can click weld and click each image and click weld after, and that will weld them together. So I can click preview, and again it'll show me my preview of what it will cut, or I can take my welding off Oops. And I can go back to basic and I can group these. And just make sure they're all grouped. Okay. So, oops, I missed those two. Okay, so now they're all grouped together. So I can go to Advanced and click Weld. And now, when I click Preview, they're all welded together. So I can do it by using my spaces and then welding them. Or I can do them individually and then welding them. Or I can do them individually, move them where I want them, group them, and then weld them together. Okay, so now that I have them all together in a group, I'm going to show you how you can tilt them. So I can use this button here, and I can tilt my image to the right or to the left to give it a different effect. So that's how we use our tilting and how we do our welding, grouping, and ungrouping, and using our spaces. We're also going to show you in this video how to rotate. This button right here is kind of self-explanatory. It shows you that it's going to turn the image. So if we click it, we again can dial in, or we can use our arrows, and we can rotate our image any way we want. Now this is a great way if you have a piece of cardstock that is a scrap and you want to fit all your cuts on there. You can tilt it or rotate it to where you want it to be. So that is how you do your rotating.